I've been making challah for my family for almost a decade, and it's a great bread for beginner artisan bakers. This bread teaches you some fundamentals, gives you a good understanding of gluten development, baking, learning your oven, and it's really forgiving. It's actually quite a simple bread, and this is where I always like to start beginner bakers. All you need is some flour. I'm using bread flour and whole wheat flour, olive oil, egg, a little bit of instant active yeast, salt, and sugar. Start by putting the water in the bowl. This is 212 grams of water. Then I'm gonna put the yeast in, followed by the egg, a little bit of olive oil, sugar. Just mix this up to sort of incorporate the ingredients, but don't worry too much about it. I'm gonna put the flours together, and then after, I'm gonna put the salt. Now we're gonna use your hand open like a claw to just get into your bowl and start to bring all those ingredients together. What we're looking for is that there's no dry bits of dough in here. So I use my hand with some dough on it to scrape down the sides of the bowl so you've got nothing on there. Then just start to knead the dough in the bowl. Once this comes together, I'll pop it out on the table and we'll finish it on the table. So we're just gonna knead this on the table, and to do that, you wanna press into the dough, turn it, and press again. So you're kind of rotating it. Get all these bits off there. Use the dough to pick up any other bits of dough and off your hands here. There we go. When we knead this, you're gonna press it flat, bring it over, press, and then turn a little quarter turn, and press, quarter turn, press, quarter turn, press. And just keep doing that until the dough comes nice and smooth. So this is gonna take about 3 to 5 minutes, depending on your kneading ability. If you get tired, you can always stop for a minute, let it rest, and the resting period will actually help it come together. You can kind of be a bit rough on it at the start and press right into it, and eventually you'll have a nice round smooth ball. It's a bit of a workout. I've got a little bit of oil left in my measuring cup, so I'm just gonna actually allow that to drain into my bowl, and then what I'll do is I'll use the dough to wipe that through the bowl so I don't have to waste any paper towel or get my hands dirty. Then I can just place this in. Well, I guess I'm gonna need to wash them anyways, but don't have to get them oily. Go on until your dough is smooth. So if the dough looks really rough like that, you're not quite there, just keep kneading. Okay, once you get to a smooth ball, you can take the dough, wipe out the oil in your bowl so that it doesn't stick to itself. Place the dough in and just stick a lid on it. We're gonna let this rise for 90 minutes. There we go. In 90 minutes, the dough will have risen and almost doubled, and then we're gonna cut it into 4 and braid it. It has been approximately 90 minutes, and it's time to shape our challah. You can see it's risen significantly. The dough's basically doubled in size. So I'm gonna flip it out on the table. We're gonna flatten it, and then we're gonna cut this in 4. The whole dough should weigh approximately 850 grams. It's 870. Hey Google, what's 870 divided by 4?
The answer is 217.5.
217.5 gram pieces, something like this. Next, you're gonna wanna flatten these. Just pre-shape them really firmly by pressing them into themselves and starting to make that log shape. So press all that gas out, and you can kind of roll it up like a log. We're gonna cover these with a bag so they don't dry out, and let these rest for about 10 minutes. 10 minutes is up and our challah dough has rested. I'm gonna remove the bag for now. I've got a sheet pan lined with a silpat to put the dough on after we shape it. If you don't have a silpat, you can use a piece of parchment. And now what we're gonna do is we're gonna roll this into strands. So you're gonna use downward pressure on the table. You really want the dough to stick to the table. And you're gonna roll this into a strand. So we're gonna roll this out to 23 to 24 inches, which is about 61 centimeters approximately. 60 to 61 centimeters or 23 to 24 inches. I don't normally measure this, but I happen to have the tape measure here, so I thought it might make it easier for you. So you're gonna roll each strand out and then place them off to the side. If you're slow at this, or if this is your first time, cover these strands so they don't dry out. And if they do dry out, you can spray a little bit of water on the table or on your hands, and that's gonna allow it to stick to the table and your hands. So I'm leaving a slight taper in the middle. Okay, now we're gonna lay our strands out in front of us. And then we're gonna number the strands, 1, 2, 3, and 4. And we're gonna bunch them up at the end here. And what we're gonna do is do the same pattern. We're gonna go 2 to 4, 1 to 2, 3 to 1, and 4 to 3. And then we're gonna work through that. Take strand number 2 and place it to 4. Take strand number 1 and place that to number 2. 3 to 1 and 4 to 3. And then we're gonna repeat the same thing to 4, 1 to 2, and 3 to 1, 4 to 3. Back from the beginning, 2 to 4, 1 to 2, 3 to 1, and 4 to 3. Back at the beginning, 2 to 4, 1 to 2, 3 to 1, and 4 to 3. Again, 2 to 4, 1 to 2, 3 to 1, and 4 to 3. Last time, 2 to 4, 1 to 2, 3 to 1, and 4 to 3. Then I'm gonna pinch the ends here like this and just taper the ends off so I have that nice shape. We're gonna place this onto my silpat. Now we're gonna cover this and let this rise for approximately 90 minutes. Before the 90 minutes is up, I'm gonna turn my oven on and preheat it to about 375 Fahrenheit. So I'll leave the bag loose fitting like that so the dough can rise and expand. I'll set a timer for 90 minutes. We'll let this rise and I'll see you in a bit. It's been just over an hour and a half and our challah is ready for the oven. You can see it has fully risen or doubled in size approximately. It looks awesome. When you press into it, it should spring back but leave just a slight indent. And we're gonna give this an egg wash. I'm just gonna put this in a jar and shake up the egg really well. And then we're gonna brush the egg all over this. Now, if you want, you could add sesame seeds, poppy seeds, whatever your favorite seed mixture is. So you can see, press, and it springs back with just a little bit of an indent still. Give this a good egg wash. Egg wash this really well, get all the sides. Once you've egg washed your challah, we're gonna bake this at 375 Fahrenheit, which is about 190 Celsius, and it's gonna take about 30 minutes. Now, I would recommend checking your oven because your oven is different than mine. So don't wait the full 30 minutes, maybe check it after 20 and see where it's at if you need to rotate it or move it. I know my oven, 375, about 30 minutes. So let's throw this in and we'll take a look at it when it's done. All right, the challah's done. It looks and smells incredible. All right, that's it for our challah. Super easy to make. I hope you get to bake this. And thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.